Good morning everyone, myself Kanchan Paute. In previous lecture we will see about a physical layer. Okay, today we will see detail about a data link layer in a computer network. Okay, here we have to see the following points, that is design issue services to a network layer, and flow control, error control, and framing. Okay, framing a character count, byte. Okay, we have to see these terms in detail. Okay, and big stuffing and physical layers coding. Okay, these terms we have to study in detail. Okay, afterward elementary data link layer protocols, and utopia a simplex stop and wait. Okay, and simpler protocol for noisy channels, sliding windows protocols, and piggy banking reading. Okay, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, sliding windows protocols, and pipelining go backs. Okay, and en and selectives. Okay, these terms we have to study in this data link layer. Now we see frame format. Okay, use of PPP in internet and data link layer devices, bridges, transparent and source roughing bridges, and bridges connecting different LANs. Okay, these all terms we have to study in this data link layer. Okay, see here in introduction, first of all we have to see introduction about this data link layer. The physical layer deals with a transmission of signals over a different transmission media. Means in physical layer the transmission of signals can be takes place via the different transmission medias. Okay, we will see in previous lecture about this. Okay, transmission of signals over different transmission media. Okay, that is wired and wireless transmission media. Okay, in wireless transmission media the transmission of signals can be takes place through the air. Okay, air is a media there. Okay, and transistors are there. Okay, this all we will see into the previous lecture, that is previous chapter, that is nothing but the physical layer. Now we will see a data link layer. Okay, a reliable and efficient communication between two adjacent machines can be achieved via the data link layer. Okay, with the help of data link layer the communication between two machines can be possible. Okay, successful communication between two machines can be possible with the help of data link layer. Okay, this layer basically deals with the frame formation, flow control, error control, and addressing. Okay, and limit management. While sending data from source to destination, errors may get introduced. Okay, the data communication circuits have only a finite data rate, and there is no zero propagation delay between the instants. Okay, a bit is sent and instance at which is received. Means suppose we have to send email from one location to other. Suppose I am located in India and my friend is located into the London. Then within a minute this message will be sent. Okay, within a second this message will be sent from a sender to the receiver, from one country to the other country, via this data link layer. Okay, due to this data link layer the message passing is possible. Okay, now instant a bit is sent and the instance at which it is received. Okay, these limitations affect the efficiency of data transfer. The data link layer protocols used for communication take care of all these problems. Okay, with the help of data link layer protocol the communications can be possible. Okay, data link layer is the second layer in OSI reference model. Okay, the physical layer is the first layer and data link layer is the second layer in OSI, open system interconnection reference model. Okay, it is above a physical layer. Okay, that's why first layer is a physical layer. uh, in physical layer the message passing or sender can send a message. Communication between two layers can be possible with the help of uh, transmission medias. Okay, either wired or wireless. Wired transmission media is also called as guided, and wireless transmission media means transmission can be occur with the help of air and through the transistor is called as a unguided transmission media. Okay, Now second layer is nothing but the physical layer. Okay, um, within a short within a short time the data transmission can be possible with the help of data link layer. These limitation affect the efficiency of data transfers. The data link layer protocol used communication take care of all these problems. Data link layer is a second layer in OSI reference model. It is above the physical layer. Okay, uh, position of data link layer shows the position of data link layer in the 5 layers internet model. It is a second layer. See here, physical layer, data link layer, and network layer is a third layer. Okay, this is a position of data link layer, second layer. Okay, above the physical layer data link layer is there. Data link layer takes services from the physical layer. Okay, and data link layer provides services to the network layers. First of all, data link layer takes services from the physical layer and it provides service to the network layer afterward. Okay, now see here, starting and ending character with a character stuffing. Okay, now see here, different framing methods in the data link layers are there. Okay, these are here, these are the different framing methods. Okay, that is character stuffing. And see this diagram, this figure shows the starting of the frame. See here, STX, DLE, these are the starting and data, and end of frame, DLE, ETX. Okay, uh, and frame alter adding start and end characters. Okay, frame, DLE, ETX, this is a frame after adding this start and ending characters. Okay, MNO, this is the data from network layer. Okay, uh, see here, the problem of character count method is solved here by using a starting character before the starting of each frame and an ending character at the end of each frame. Each frame is preceded by the transmission of ASCII character sequence and DLE STX. Okay, after each frame, the ASCII character sequence DLE ETX is transmitted. Here, DLE stands for data link escape and ETX stands for end of text. So, if the receiver loses the synchronization, it just has to search for the DLE STX or DLE ETX. Okay, data from network layer at sender. Now we'll see a character stuffing in detail about the character stuffing. The problem with this system is that the character DLE STX or DLE ETX can be part of the data as well. If so, they will be misinterpreted by the receiver as start or end of frame. This problem is solved by using a technique called character stuffing. Okay, which is as follows: the data link layer at the sending and insert a ASCII DLE character just before each accidental DLE character in the data being transmitted. The data link layer at the receiving end will remove this DLE character before before uh, transferring the data to the network layer. Okay, see this figure, character stuffing is there. Okay, character stuffing figure. Now we will see this, a DLE STX or DLE ETX used for a framing purpose. Okay, this is called a character stuffing. Now we'll see the disadvantages of this. The main disadvantages of character stuffing method is that we have to use the 8-bit characters and ASCII code only. Means we have to use 8-bit character and ASCII code. This is a main disadvantage of character stuffing code. And the data written stuffed with the extra byte. This byte is called as a escape character, ESC. Okay, see here, this is a byte stuffing. Okay, byte stuffing. First of all, frame unshuffle, and frame unstuffed and frame stuffs, frame sort and data to be stored. Okay, this is a diagram of byte stuffing. Okay, afterward we will see a starting encoding flags with the bit stuffing. Okay, bit stuffing, bit stuffing and destuffing. Stuffing and destuffings are there. Physical layer coding. Okay, see here with the help of this the physical codes and bit stream. This is a bit stream and this is a physical code. Okay, which method of framing is used to practically? Many data link protocol use the combination of character count technique. Okay, uh, with one of the other techniques, so as extra safety. Frame synchronization, the data transmitted from source to destination machine is in the social form. Due to the errors occurring in bit during transmission, due to the factors like noise and other, the start of bit and end of bit or start of frame and end of frame may not be recognized by the receiver properly. The receiver may lose synchronization with the transmitter if the transmitter sends a long stream of bit, and if no steps are taken synchronize the transmitter and receiver. See here these are the serial transmission occurs in the following ways: asynchronous and synchronous. Let me see detail about what is meant by asynchronous and synchronous. Asynchronous, the asynchronous frame format is shown here. This is a, see here, this is a diagram of asynchronous frame format and this is a diagram of synchronous frame format. Asynchronous frame consists of idle state of line and start bit is there, 5 to 8 data bits are there, and p bits, odd or even parity or unused flags are there, and stop elements 1 to 2 bits remain idle or next start bit. Okay, this is a asynchronous frame format. And see here, this is a synchronous frame format. Here 8 bit flags are there and control fields, data fields, control fields, 8 bit flags. Okay, this is a sequence, or this is a diagram of synchronous frame format. Let me see theory of this asynchronous and synchronous frame format. The asynchronous frame format is shown here. The strategy with this scheme is to avoid the timing problem by not sending long uninterrupted streams of bits. In this format, data is transmitted one character at a time and each character 5 to 8 bits in length. Timing or synchronization must only be maintained with each character. The receiver has the opportunity to resynchronize at the beginning of each new character. For an asynchronization, start and stop bits are added at the beginning and end of the character. Using these bits, the receiving machines asynchronizes at the beginning of each new byte. When the receiver datasets starts bits, it sets a timer and begin counting bits as they come in. After n bits, the receiver look for the stop bits. Okay, as soon as it detects the stop bits, it ignores any received pulses until it detects the next start bit. Okay, see here synchronous frame format. This is all about asynchronous frame format. Now we'll see detail about the synchronous frame format. In synchronous frame format, the bit stream is combined into a longer frames which may contain multiple bytes without start and stop bits shown here. Okay, to prevent any possible timing problems between a transmitting and receivers, their clock must be synchronized perfectly. One of the way to synchronize is to provide a separate clock line between transmitter and receivers. The other way to provide synchronization is to include the clocking information in data signals itself. Okay, now as in above figure, the frame with synchronous format starts with a preamble called a flag, which is 8-bit long. Okay, the same flag is used to postamble, that is end of the frame. Preamble means at the start of the frame. Postamble means at the end of frame. The same 8-bit flag is used. The receiver looks for the occurrence of flag patterns to signal the start of the frame. This is followed by some number of control fields, then a data fields, more control field, and finally the flag is repeated. Now we'll see the advantages of synchronous transmission is its speed, because it uses lesser number of overhead bit than asynchronous frame. Now we'll see error control. Okay, about error control. Error control means the next problem to be deal with it to make sure that all frames are eventually derived to the network layer at the destination in proper order. Generally, the receiver sends back some feedback to convey the information about whether it has received a frame or not. Okay, positive positive acknowledgement or feedback acknowledgement ACK indicates a successful and error message. Okay, and functions of timer. Now you will see next function of timer is set into the synchronous and asynchronous. Timer function of timer is um, sender transmits a frame, it also starts the data link timer. The timer starts its timing. Okay, and see the what time is required for transactions. Okay, with the help of timer it is possible. Now the solution to the problem is that sender transmit the same frames, but when frame is transmitted multiple times, then it is possibility that the receiver will receive the same frame two or more times and pass it to the network layer more than once. This is called as a duplications. To avoid this, each outgoing frames is assigned distinct sequence numbers. This will help the receiver to distinguish retransmission. Okay, now we'll see about introduction to error detection and correction. Okay, error detection and correction. When transmission of digital signals takes place between two systems such as sender and receivers, the signals get combined due to the addition of nodes or noise. Okay, the signals are combined with addition of noise to it. See here, this is a figure indicate node contaminates the binary signals computer 1 and computer 2. Okay, need of error control coding. Need of error control coding. Okay, in this communication errors are introduced during transmission of data from transmitter to receiver due to the noise, some other reasons. The reliability of data transmission will be severely affected due to these errors. Okay, see here, in order to improve the reliability of data transmission, the designer will have no increase the signal power or reduce the noise spectral density. Okay, noise spectral density can be denoted with the help of Na, so as to maximize the ratio e raised to n and raised to n. Okay, but practically there is limitation on maximum value of the ratio, that is e raised to n. Okay, Hence, for a fixed value of e raised to b or n raised to b, we have to use same kind of coding in order to improve the quality of the transmission signal or transmitted signals. Another advantage, okay, another advantage using coding is that we can reduce the required values of okay, e and n. Okay, now see how to detect and correct errors. For the detection and or correction of these errors, one or more than one extra bits are added to the data bits as time transmitting. Okay, these extra bits are called as parity bits. Okay, extra bits added are called as a parity bits. Okay, to avoid noise, one or more extra bits are added, that is parity bits are added. The data bits along with the parity bits from the code words. Error control techniques. The error control techniques can be divided into two types, that is error detection techniques and error correction techniques. Okay, in error detection techniques, error will be detected, and in correction techniques, the detected error will be corrected. Okay, the error detection techniques are capable of only detecting the errors. Okay, they cannot correct errors, and the error correcting techniques are capable of detecting as well as correcting the error. Now we will see types of errors are there. Okay, how many types of error occurring in data link layer. The error introduced in data bits during their transmissions can be categorized as content errors, flow integrity errors. Okay, um, now we have to see detail about the single bit errors and burst errors. Okay, before that we have to see types of error, that is uh, content errors and flow integrity errors. The content errors are nothing but the errors in the content of message. Okay, example, uh, 0 may be received, okay, as 1 or vice versa. Such errors are introduced due to noise added into the data signals during transmissions. Okay, flow integrity errors means missing block of data. Okay, uh, missing block of data. It is possible that data blocks may be lost in the networks, possible because it has been delivered to a wrong decision or a wrong destination. Okay, depending on the number of bits. Okay, in error we can classify errors into two types. Okay, these are nothing but the single bit error and burst error. Let me see detail about the single bit error. Okay, the term single bit error suggests that only one bit in the given data unit, such as byte, is in the error. That means only one bit is transmitted. Byte will change from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, shown in figures here. 0 0 1 1, this is a transmitted byte, this is a received byte. 1 is changed to 0, this is error in single bit error. This is a 1. See here 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 is here, 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 is here, means is single bit error. Okay, this is single bit error. And burst error, if two or more bits from a data unit, such as a byte, change from 1 to 0 or from 0 to 1, then the burst errors are said to be have occurred. Okay, the length of burst error extends from first erroneous bit to the last erroneous bits, even though some of the bits in the between have not been corrupted. The length of burst error is shown here, 5 bit burst error length. Okay, burst error are illustrated here. See here, this is this diagram, it will illustrate the burst errors. Okay, this is a transmitted byte and this is a received byte. See here, in transmitted bytes 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 is there, and in received byte 0 1. Okay, this one is replaced with 0. See here, and 1 1 0 0 1. Okay, more than 3 errors are there. Okay, that's why this is a 3 errors received bytes are here. 1 is converted to 0, 0 is converted into 1. That's why this is called as a burst errors. Okay, now we'll see disadvantages of coding. Some of the disadvantages of coding techniques are: an increased transmission bandwidth is required in order to transmit the encoded signals. Okay, this is due to additional bits, that is redundancy added by the encoder. Okay, use of coding make the system complex. Now we'll see disadvantages of coding. Some of the disadvantages of coding: an increased transmission bandwidth is required to order to transmit the encoded signals, and use of coding makes the system complex. Okay, these are the disadvantages of coding. Now we'll see redundancy. Okay, redundancy means what? uh, Duplicate data. Okay, our duplicate data is called as a redundancy. Redundancy involves transmission of extra bit along with the data bits. These extra bits actually do not contain any data or information. Okay, but they ensure the declaration and correction of errors. Okay, uh, this data travels from sender to receivers. Okay, as these extra bits do not contain any information, they are known as redundant bit. Okay, they do not contain any information, that's why they are called as a redundant bits. The redundant bits are also known as parity check bits. Okay, they are produced from the data bits using uh, some rules. Okay, using some procedural rules or pre-derived rules. See here, the data bits and redundant bits together form a code word. Here, see here, this diagram, this is a diagram of structure of a transmitted code word. Okay, this is a diagram of structure of transmitted code word. Here contain two fields, that is data bits and parity bits, and these two bits are combined to form a code word. Means code words can contain two fields, data fields and parity bits. Okay, now next, detection versus correction. Okay, next term is about the detection versus correction. Detection and correction of errors are the two most important aspects of error control in data communications. The correction of error is more difficult as compared to their detection. The process of error detection is much easier because we have to simply find if error is present or absent in a received code word. Okay, and in error detection we are not interested even in the number of errors. The only question to be answered is whether an error has occurred or not. Okay, in error correction multiple processes are involved, such as detecting the errors, knowing their members, the location of errors, and correcting the enormous bits. Okay, this is very complicated. Now we will see forward error corrections versus retransmissions. Okay, forward error correction versus retransmissions. Forward error correction, which is also called as FEC, and automatic request for retransmission, ARQ. Okay, automatic ARQ stands for automatic request error for retransmission. Okay, automatic request for retransmissions. The ARQ techniques. In the ARQ system, the receiver can be request for the retransmission of the complete or part message. If it finds some error in the received message, this need in additional channel called Facebook channel or feedback channels to send and receive the request for retransmissions. Now we see the FEC technique. In FEC techniques, there is no such feedback path and request for retransmission, so error correction has to take place at the receivers. Now we will see FEC in detail, FEC and error correction techniques in detail. Sorry. First of all, FEC means forward error correction. See, this is a diagram of concept of forward error correction. Received code word, and this is a distance 1, distance 2, distance 3. Valid code word 2, valid code word 3. This is a received code word. Okay. Now we'll see forward error correction. In forward error correction, the receiver searches for the most likely correct code words. When an error is detected, the distance between the receiver invalid code word and all the possible valid code word is obtained. The nearest valid code words is the most likely the correct version of the received code words as shown here in this figure. This is a concept of forward error corrections. Okay. Now retransmissions. In this technique, the receiver detects the presence of error in the received code word and request the sender to resend the code words again. Retransmission is repeated until the received message is error free. Now ARQ techniques, that is retransmission. ARQ protocol, there are two basic systems of error detection and corrections. The first one being the forward error correction system, and the second one is automatic repeat request ARQ. In the ARQ system of error control, when an error is detected, the receiver makes a request to the transmission of that signals. Therefore, feedback channel is required for sending the request for retransmission. The ARQ system of error controls, when an error is detected, the receiver marks a request of the retransmission of code words will be needed. The bitrate of forward transmission must make allowance for the backward transmission. See here, this is a basic ARQ system. The block diagram of the basic ARQ system: message input and feedback paths, encoder, input buffer and controller, forward transmission channels, detectors, output buffer and controllers are there, and return transmission channels. Now operations of ARQ system: the encoder produces code words for each message signals at this input. Each code words at encoder output is stored temporarily and transmitted over the forward transmission channels. At the destination, a decoder will decode the code words and search for errors. Okay. On receiving the negative acknowledgement signals via a return transmissions, particular word may be transmitted only one, or it may be retransmitted two or number of times. The output control and buffer on the receiver side assembles the output code words accepted by decoders. Now error probability on the return path. Types of ARQ systems: stop and wait ARQ system, go back in ARQ, and selective repeat ARQ. Now we'll see coding. Redundancy can be implemented by using various coding schemes. The block diagrams explaining the coding and decoding process. See here, this is a structure of encoding and decoding process. Okay. See here, in unreliable transmission, sending end, and this is a receiving end. Sending end consists of data plus parity and generator data. Receiving code consists of receiving code word consists of checker, correct or distorts the code words, and receiving end. Okay. Now this is about the structure of encoding and decoding process. Now see, modular arithmetic. Okay. In modular arithmetic, only a limited range of integers is used. The upper limit is defined as the modular n. Then the number of integers used are in the range 0 and -1, inclusive of both. Addition and subtraction in modular arithmetics are simple, as there is carry when you add or subtract two digits in columns. Modulo 2 arithmetics, in modulo 2 arithmetics n is equal to 2, that is, so we can use numbers 0 and 1 only. Arithmetic operations in modulo 2 arithmetics are simple and given below. See here, addition 0 plus 0 0, 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 0 1, and 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Subtraction 0 minus 0 0 0 1 1, 1 minus 0 1, 1 minus 1 0. Okay, note that addition and subtraction gives the same results in this arithmetic. Okay, we use XOR, exclusive or gate. Okay, means in modulo 2 arithmetic we use a XOR or exclusive or. Okay, means we get a same results here. For addition and subtraction we get the same results by using exclusive or XOR gate. We get a same results for addition and subtractions. Okay, the XOR operations produces zero output if both the inputs are same, and produces one output if the inputs are different from each other. Okay, this is all about a XOR gate operation. Now next is linear block code. Okay, linear block code we will see into the next lecture. If you are having any doubt, just write into the comment box. Thank you.